Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today I want to do a different type of list build. This one's a lot more experimental for Star Wars Armada. It's going to be based on some of the Wave 10 stuff that's going to be coming out next month. We got a lot of spoilers recently, and I was thinking, let's do a different type of like theory craft video, and I'm going to put together a type of list designed to see if we can make Trench work. It's not necessarily, I don't know if this is going to be really a super competitive list, but I want to be able to make him work. So if you guys are new here, be sure to check out the links in the description below. Also, there's a new round of the giveaway running right now for a $25 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. We also have links in the description for our Discord server, which is amazing. It's got a great bunch of communities. We have communities for Armada, X-Wing, Legion, as well as other board games and tabletop games, even video games. We're very family friendly and very welcoming, so we welcome you to come join the Discord server. Also, we have links for merch, social media, if you're looking for that. All of that stuff is down in the description below if you want to find all that stuff. I've been posting pictures on Instagram lately, so whenever I do get more Armada games in, I'll like to get photos up on there and all that good stuff. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Admiral Trench. You're going to be giving him 4 command dials at the beginning of the game. 36-point commander. At the start of each ship phase, you may reveal and discard 1 command dial from this card. If you do, until the end of the round, when a friendly ship spends only a matching command token to resolve a command, that ship resolves that command as if it had spent a dial and token of the same type instead. So basically, if you're going to set these dials, you might set them to 4 different commands, which is one way to run him, or you might set them like 2 and 2, or you might go all for the same one. I feel like he is potentially good insurance if you can make sure that you're going to have tokens. And there's lots of different ways to do that. You can, you can take advantage of your good token planning with him to be able to get your command dial, which will probably be different than what your token is, plus your token plus a matching dial of that tokens type as well. So you can get a lot of really good stuff, and you can do that 4 times. It's almost a whole game-wide effect. Obviously, you're not going to do it on the first turn, and I think if you're gonna, you're gonna at least want to do this turns 3, 4, and 5, and it's up to you whether you do it 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4 or 3, 4, 5, 6. In my mind, I think it's probably 3, 4, 5, 6, because what comes to mind with me thinking about how to best use Admiral Trench is, well, if I'm running squadrons, that's a good way to be able to make sure that my I can get extra carrying done and extra squadron activations, or maybe nav is probably good, or engineering. I don't think Trench is somebody that I really want to be doing concentrate fire stuff with, at least right now. I think if I had him available for the Empire, there's advantages to being able to have a concentrate fire dial and a token. Like for example, when we run superstar destroyers, I like to do that because there's lots of ways SSDs can combo with with Director Krennic and all that other stuff. But right now there's not that much stuff to really take advantage of the concentrate fire token. I mean, there is stuff, just I feel like there's more stuff for those other 3 commands. So how can we really make that work? And I wanted to put together something of a carrier-based fleet, or a mid-level squadron fleet that's going to have a respectable amount of squadrons, threaten with squadrons, and be able to do other things other than just squadron commands. And I think Trench will be good for that. So I wanted to use put together some of the different spoilers and leaks and Wave 10 things that we've got combined with cards that are already out. So I wanted to start with a Providence class carrier for the flagship that would house Admiral Trench. This is a tough ship. It's got 9 hull. It's got 5 shields in the front, 3 shields on the sides, 2 in the rear. It's 3 command, 4 squadron, 4 engineering. It's got that salvo with 3 rear printed, defense dice in the back. So it's got a mean salvo. It's got brace. It's got contain. It's got it's got redirect. So it's got good defense tokens. It's got 2 black dice for anti-squadron too, so if you need to do that, you certainly can. So I want to put Trench here, and one of the things that I'm thinking of doing is for my officer. Let's talk about the officer, because I'll work my way from left to right, because I want this to be a good carrier ship that's also like probably my biggest threat on the board also. And I think Passel Argente is going to allow for that to happen. He's not going to do much very early on. For the first half, he's just going to be building up tokens and charging and just kind of powering up and just, being like Goku, just going, making like the rocks raise around it. And then Passel Argente, once he gets 4 tokens, so on the 4th turn, then I will be able to gain an additional command dial of my choice. Now, this has some really cool interactions, I think, with Admiral Trench, because if I plan right, and this is going to be fun. First off, Passel is of my choice each time. So, like, that's cool. Like, whatever I want it to be, I can just make it be that. So, love that. So yeah, the choice there is tremendous. I think he's a really, really good officer. But because especially he's going to be coming into play on turn 4, is going to be one of those turns where you really need him. But that can also combo with Trench and with your actual command dial. So my thought is on turn 4, wouldn't it be great if I had a command? Let's say I had if I needed to, let's say I didn't need to move, right? And I could have maybe a squadron dial queued up. Maybe I have an engineering token on me. Trench reveals engineering, right? So I get that full squadron command 4, boom. I get a full engineering and token. So I got 6 points of engineering because, hey, if I'm that big of a threat, I'm probably taking some damage. And then I've got Passel Argente. Who is now I can be like, okay, so I got squadron engineering. What else do I need? Do I need nav? No? Okay, well, in this case, we'll concentrate fire. Whatever. So now I'm just going to be doing like everything, pretty much. I can do everything except concentrate fire, and then but as long as I don't need nav, and this is a ship that may need nav until I get you close. Once I get where I need to be, then I can maybe slow down, and maybe I won't need nav as much. But you're going to have the flexibility to get nav whenever you want it by the time that it becomes really, really important. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun with him. And he'll be so versatile. Electronic countermeasures is on there for the defensive retrofit, primarily because we've only got 1 defense token of each type, and this is also our flagship. We don't want to get hit with that 14 damage with just 1 accuracy that takes out my brace. So yes, we're definitely going to make sure we can do that. Intensify firepower is going to be an interesting one here. This was one I kind of went back and forth on whether or not we needed, and if our token generation is strong enough, I think I predict maybe 2 turns, 2 or 3 tops where we actually use Intensify Firepower. I'll probably end up discarding Intensify Firepower far enough into the game to make sure that my ships are hitting, and this is also going to help for the Providence class itself, as well as the rest of the fleet. Expanded launchers is an expensive choice for ordnance. Now, one of the cool things about the Providence class carrier is that it has ordnance, ion cannon, and turbo laser. And anytime you have the holy trinity of damage dealing upgrades, it becomes some tough choices on like where do you take your modification. And and how do you make all of these work together? And are you going to go for multiple crits? And I knew when I looked at this that I wanted to have heavy ion emplacements. Now, some people might disagree and say, no, you should go with leading shots, and I understand that. But I think I have enough other things in there to mitigate bad dice between Intensify Firepower and linked turbo lasers that I wanted to go for heavy ion emplacements. So what else do I do in this case? And a lot of times I use the turbo laser slot for our modification, but in this case I wanted to use linked turbo lasers and heavy ion, so that left me thinking, well, I don't want a black critical, and I could have gone with expand, or I could have gone with maybe just a temporary, just 2 black dice 1 turn, but I'm like, I want to be shooting with this ship a lot, and I have a feeling this ship's going to stay alive with all the tokens and all the engineering I should be able to do. So let me go ahead and put expanded launchers on here. It's a fun one. It doesn't always work, but it will reward you if all of this stuff really works out and you're able to navigate your way to be right in the face of everybody else. And also it makes your front arc your nastiest arc, but your side arcs are so good also. There only be 1 less die than your front in total at that point, which is just really, really beautiful. You'd be looking at a lot of just massive damage that you're putting out. Heavy ion emplacements, obviously, weakening those shields. It's just a great critical effect. Linked turbo lasers is great for a number of reasons. It gives you those red die rerolls. If you end up having to attack squadrons too, it's also really good for that. But since we've got red dice everywhere, linked turbo lasers is a very good option for this ship, or at least in all of our ship arcs. So that's the main ship. I think in this particular scenario, I'll probably set Trench with either all engineering commands or a combination of engineering and squadron, and then letting the dials on the ship kind of be the other half to that. To support this ship, I want to have a hard cell transport with CommsNet. Now, I went back and forth on deciding, do I want to run 2 hard cells, because I think there's definitely some value for running 2 hard cells. But this is going to be the support ship of this build. He's going to be passing out tokens. He's going to pass a token to the flagship on the first turn, and then probably to our other ship on the other turn, and then kind of be going back and forth, kind of setting it up to where whatever I do with Trench, whether it's I might just go all engineering with Trench. That's definitely an option, or I might and then just dial up squadron commands on the carrier itself. Like that. That's certainly an option. But yeah, this guy's going to allow that to happen. And then I can save. I can if I decide I don't need it, I can just keep an engineering token for myself at some point as well. I could even there's a lot of different things I could do with it. So I thought projection experts is in case I don't need the tokens for whatever reason, or if something goes wrong, I can keep my engineering token and then transfer some shields over if I need to. And also Beast of Burden is also going to be a very helpful way to ready defense tokens. So this way my carrier gets its brace back, or maybe its salvo back if I'm feeling salvo-y. Now, I recognize there could be some differences. There could be some challenges to making CommsNet and projection experts both, synergize at the same time, because CommsNet is kind of counting on you passing your tokens away and not using your commands for yourself, whereas projection experts expects you to use that for yourself. Projection experts is there just to ensure that this ship stays alive in case I really, really need it to. That's really all it's there for, because I need this ship to stay alive. That's the whole point. And my second biggest hitter is going to be Munificent here. And I'm using Takei's on this one. He actually comes with the Providence, and he's going to be really fun, because he says when you reveal a command, you can place a matching command token on this card. And then you get a token of any type. But you're going to have to keep setting that same command over and over again, which kind of factors into the way I want to play this guy. If I want to just do squadrons every turn on this guy, that's fine. I'll reveal squadron command, put a squadron token on Takei's, get a token of my choice, maybe engineering, because hey, if Trench is dialing up all engineering commands, and we might even run a nav command on Trench just in case. But yeah, so this is going to allow me to because it's going to allow me to do squadron and engineering over and over and over again. And if I decide like halfway through the game I'm going to change it up, I want to start going to concentrate fire instead, I can do that also. And it's only a command 2 ship, so I can kind of react a little bit easier. So Takei's is not as punishing on only a command 2 ship. Of course, he also works well on a command 1 ship. But that works. And this is also like my secondary carrier here. They're going to run boosted comms on this one. This one, doesn't want to get up as close as the Providence does. The Providence wants to get closer. It's got the blue and black dice. It's got all of that stuff. It's going to be leading the charge. This guy will be farther in the back, and that's why he's got boosted comms, so he can kind of stay a little bit safe, take advantage of those red dice. I give him linked turbo lasers because he's got the squadron, the anti-squadron dice. He's got red dice all over the place. And for his ion cannon, I was like, I don't really have that many blue dice to trigger ion cannon effects, so let's throw high capacity ion turbines on here because hey, it's just an extra die, just in case. I mean, that it's not an upgrade that you always need to put on there. A lot of times I'll just leave these empty, but in this case, it just worked out that I had the points for it because I was running 3 ships. Now for squadrons, we're running a decent amount of squadrons, not a whole lot of aces in this build though. I was trying to save points because I'm running some newer stuff, some more expensive ships. The Providence isn't cheap, and and some of the, especially loading it up heavily too, wasn't cheap. So I had to cut costs a little bit, and so we're running 3 Hyena class bomber generics and then 1 bomber named as the Bactoid prototypes. And then that's kind of idealized to try to let that guy work, let him get the extra die, or basically be able to get those damage through just in case we need to. Plus, it's a scatter ace bomber. And then the Vulture droids are we're gonna have 3 Vulture droids and 2 droid tri-fighters. So we have a pretty good blend of squadrons. Now, we do have a little bit more squadrons in here than we'll be able to regularly activate because the hard cell's not going to be pushing them that much. But that's okay because we'll be able to pick and choose. Like, we probably might not need to activate the Hyena class droid bombers right away. On the first, like maybe turns 2 and 3, we might be a little bit more focused on the Vulture droids and the Tri-Fighters, and then we'll be using our squadron commands, on the subsequent turns for the bombers once once either of these guys die or we're able to take out the defensive screen and then let the bombers kind of do some more damage. So that's it. It's there's a lot going on here in this build. I'm just curious what you guys think about it. Normally I'm against running ships like with too many upgrades, and I think in this case, overall, there are a lot of upgrades, maybe too many, but this is really like more of a proof of concept. This is like a familiarization with like some of the Wave 10 mechanics type of build, and I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments, and also hop over in Discord and jump in the Armada channels, and we can talk about list building over there, or talk about rules, or just the general Armada talk, or post some of your photos of your fleets and of your games in the Armada Pictures channel. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank you so much for hanging out. Big thanks to my patrons as well. You guys are amazing and help make this all possible. So thank you for your continued support. I will talk to you guys soon. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a great day.